We were like, say hi.
Hi. Oh. Hi, everyone. Are we
Okay. Sorry guys. We're having some technical difficulties. I need my mi producción here, but he's not here right now. Saludos a DG. He's on. Thank you for always helping us out from Brownsville. Welcome to Mezcla Social. Muy buenas noches. It's Wednesday. It's a holiday, right before a holiday. I am ready to go on holiday. How about you guys?
I work. He's a business owner.
We'll be off Sunday. Yeah, we're still work. I still work also, but I'm just ready to just for it to be the weekend.
Do you work on Friday? Oh, okay.
I hope not. I hope my boss is not looking. I want Friday off.
Please, boss.
So, muy buenas noches. My name is Miriam, and I'm the host of Mezcla Social, and I am with my other host,
Ashley Hernandez.
And we are with our very special guest tonight. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm the queen of coffee. I'm just kidding.
No.
People call me madrina, the grandma, the tia of coffee. Doesn't matter that. Hi, my name is Marta Alonzo, and I'm the owner of Sip and Sit with Me Coffee House here in San Antonio.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the queen of coffee. Let me tell you that there has to be something that sits with that the queen of coffee, because she had manifested this years ago, back in 2024,
20, was it 22?
22.
2022.
Mm-hmm.
She talked about this in 2022, and we would see her. We would have icebreakers, and we would have trainings, and she would use coffee a lot. And when she would talk about coffee, it's like she was talking about the love of her life. So yes. I believe you that you are the queen of coffee. There has to be.
Yeah. But on that note, when did you realize you wanted to open a coffee shop?
So when I got tired of working for someone else, when you my first career, 37 years working in a nonprofit, working and all the good stuff and the toxic and stressful stuff that goes with that. One day I want to work for myself. It's not like coffee was the main. I just wanted to work for myself. Coffee just happened to fall in line because of my parents. Mm-hmm. So we grew up poor, right? We were migrant farm workers, and so poor and working in the fields. And while we didn't have meat and carne every day, we had coffee. So there was always coffee at the house. And so we always sat around the kitchen table, which our logo, if you guys haven't seen it, it's an oval which represents a kitchen table. Mm-hmm. And Sip and Sit, the little S's have coffee cups on it. And so it's more than just a cup of coffee. It's the engagement of conversation and community engagement and engagement
and
family. Yeah. Because around a kitchen table, you talk about everything.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Chisme or
the day, how your day's going.
Exactly. And finances, lack thereof, work and family drama and tragedy and celebration.
Right.
Obviously. So long story short, it was just a manifestation since 2017. And throughout the years, I had bills to pay, so I still had to work. So in 2018, I went to Texas Coffee School near Dallas, and that convinced me this is what I wanted to do. And then the year after that, I went to Bogota, Colombia, did a coffee farm tour.
Really?
Yes. And so that confirmed me again. My husband said, "When are you going to stop traveling already? You know you want to do this." And so then, of course, 2020 hit and I changed.
Yeah.
And so I lost my mom in 2020, and then the whole work ethic of working for somebody else totally changed post-COVID.
Oh, definitely.
Post-COVID. And so that was pretty much the determine or the finder of, okay, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, COVID definitely hit different. It affected everybody in some kind of way,
emotionally,
financially,
yes.
And I know because my son at that time, they went through COVID and they were one of the classes that they were doing classes at
Online.
home.
Yeah, I did the
There
same.
was-
School.
Yeah, they didn't have like any communication and you know, that kind of brought their friendship together so very, very closely. So now it's a group of friends that even though they were far apart during COVID, they missed their prom, you know, important things like
Yeah.
that. essentially
Social
what they-
interaction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
social
sure.
And
sure.
those are things that you remember even when you're older. Because I remember my prom, I remember my graduation. You know, that generation missed so much.
Yes, they did. And like I said, it either broke them or made them. But you know, like I said, just with them, it was like, you know, we're closer now. And like, even though they were already graduated like years back, they're still together. They're still talking. So they're super cute, you know, brought people together.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
In a way, in the same token, it caused people to be separate.
Yes.
Because here we had all these 6 foot distancing and
Mhm.
you know, and so that was now a way of life.
Mhm.
And so people try to stay away from it and the mask and stuff like that. So it was hard to come back and do a business model saying, no, we want you to communicate.
Right.
We want you to interact.
Mhm.
And that's still, you know, that took a while for people to want to do that. It's still scary, you know, it was a worldwide pandemic and, you know, it was very scary.
At that moment, like
Yeah.
I couldn't think about going back to regular. I was
Yeah.
like, this is our life moving forward.
Yeah.
That's how
Right.
I saw it.
Like,
How
we're gonna stay
big it
stuck
is.
this,
Yes.
at home,
Where was the ending?
Yeah.
That was very scary.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
definitely.
But
Hands down.
but going back to what we came for, coffee.
Coffee.
Yes. We're having tea.
Yes, Miss Marta did.
Yes.
Guys,
This
it's
tea?
very
Yes.
refreshing for the afternoon.
Yes.
Let's talk
So
about,
So
okay, so we started off with your cup of coffee with your family. Or were you already doing different types of coffee then, or you were messing with flavors, or was it until you went to school that you were like, wow, like coffee can go like a totally different kind of level?
Oh, absolutely. So, you know, growing up, if you're not in the industry like we are now, I mean, you pour it out of a coffee maker, or you know, if you make your own, but there's a lot behind it. And no, to be quite honest, my mom made instant coffee because that's what we grew up,
Yeah.
and it was good, you know, and we didn't know any better, you know. And then of course, I grew up and others, you know, unless you're in the industry and you know can be around it. I wasn't around it enough to know what the science behind it. You know, you went to a convenience store, you got a cup of coffee, or a restaurant, you know, and you just drank coffee. It's still the same concept,
Right.
pero the making of coffee. So when I went to Texas Coffee School, I learned so much because the science behind it and the brewing methods and the origins of coffee and it's kind of hard because you don't know what you're drinking out there. Nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. Because I love Quick Trip coffee and I love McDonald's coffee, you know. And so, but once you get to the taste of it, you'll start knowing the difference, like what's bad coffee, what's good coffee.
Yeah.
And it all has to do with water filtration and the blends and all of that. It's
sure,
fun.
I'm sure. You're like a coffee specialist now. Yeah. I've heard a lot of people say great reviews about McDonald's coffee, and
It is actually very good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very good. Of
And
course,
you-
they're a corporation. And,
Yeah.
you know,
they probably have some of the best ingredients,
oh,
right?
of course.
So let's talk about school. You went to school, and how long did it take you to go to school?
Oh, it was just a 3-day comprehensive A to Z, and they teach you barista skills. They teach you origins and cupping and making coffee. It was a very intense course. I drank a lot of coffee during this. I never slept, but it opened my eyes literally into what it's not as simple. But the instructor, Tom from Texas Coffee School, said anybody can learn this. That's easy. Anybody can sling a cup of coffee. You learn, right?
Right.
Just like we were learning. But it goes beyond that. It's like anybody can sling a cup of coffee. It's how you sling it that makes a difference, you know. And that's where everybody has their own niche and everybody knows how to serve it. Some do Turkish, some do, other types of coffee. I'm just stuck to, what I know.
Right.
And then, and there's a lot of coffee shops in San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really refreshing, to believe it or not, because a few years ago, a lot of people think that our coffee game was, lame. And so those were from the experts. And now San Antonio's got some great coffee shops. And now we've upped our game. And so we get a lot of tourists here, and they're like, they're trying them out. So there's some great coffee shops out there.
Well, let me tell you, that time I came, like, check it out, I was like, you gave me that brown sugar,
Cinnamon latte.
Banana cream.
Yes.
Oh, foam. I'm sorry.
So I was telling Ashley, and like on the last podcast, we were
The last
about,
live, yeah.
Yeah, the last live we were talking about foam. So foam is an in thing right now.
Oh yeah, and you can. There is no secret. Starbucks is how I learned it, and then online, right? And so I don't know how many coffee shops do it now. Usually your basic is just sweet foam,
Right?
But we have 40 flavors, and so we make foam out of any flavor. And so it's a little costly, but it really makes a difference.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Banana, lavender, pomegranate, any of our, and so it makes it fun. And
That
it's tasty.
banana made a whole difference.
A lot of people were going crazy when she mentioned the banana cream. They were like, "That's what's in it." I'm like,
Yes.
"What happened to, like, I think it's chia or no,
Chia.
no,
Matcha.
the matcha."
Matcha,
I'm like, "What about the matcha?"
Well, she does matcha with foam.
Well,
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't know about coffee, guys. Hey.
Like,
You're here to learn, ladies.
I just see a whole bunch of people lining up. Like, it was nonstop, and I was so happy for
Thank
you.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to come on a Saturday. We need to come on a
A
Saturday.
Saturday, have a little
So you
brunch.
can see all the people that like were coming through the door. Like, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get to talk to Miss Martha, and they were busy. Like, she would do one, and her daughter, because her daughter was
Jacqueline and my grandson.
Yes.
So they're my best team member.
Yes.
And then my husband. So it's a full team on
Yeah,
Saturday.
family owned.
Family owned and
Yes.
operated. So if you guys are here in San Antonio and you're visiting the South Side, what's your address here, Ms. Marta?
It's 3244 Mission Road, and it's right across from the Queen of the Missions, Mission San Jose. And so it's easy to find. It's on a Roosevelt and Mission, and you can actually see downtown from out there. So it's very easy to find. If you're on the South Side, come on by.
Or just look up Sip and Sit with
Yes.
Me Coffee House. You guys will come in and find a little sweet place, homey, cozy, and have a nice drink, hot coffee, cold coffee, matcha, and teas and refreshers. So you have your own personal. You don't have to wait in line or anything. Nobody waited in line.
Yeah.
You guys were busy, but nobody waited in line.
Thank you for that. Sometimes, we got two hands. And so, speaking of which, we work really fast and make it a quality drink, right? Because we don't want it to be fast and it's terrible.
Yes.
So a lot of misconception is that we press a button. That's not so.
No.
Each one is crafted as you order it. So, like, for example, matcha, that's a little labor intensive because you have to get the matcha powder and you have to get the right, the heat for the water. And so then to mix it so it's not grainy and it doesn't taste like grass. So there's a lot to crafting a drink. It's not that big of a deal, but it's those people that don't understand. And then they're looking at their watch, I gotta go. And I said, well,
but
good things take time.
but now that you're saying that makes so much sense because I have tried matcha before.
Yes.
And I didn't like it. I said, this tastes like grass.
Yeah, like grass.
For real.
Yeah.
I was like, why do people like matcha? I'm sorry, guys. Don't get after me.
I have her matcha like 3 bottles every day.
No. Don't get after me, guys. I don't know.
And you're right, but our matcha powder is pre-sweetened a little bit, so it doesn't taste grassy. But people put syrups and the banana foam or vanilla or lavender, so it turns out to be kind of more like I call it, because my favorite matcha is with vanilla syrup with vanilla foam top, and to me it tastes like melted ice cream.
Oh.
So it's tasty, you know.
Yeah,
So
sweet.
I'll have to make you one before you leave because it's really good. And there's a lot of matcha places in San Antonio.
So I heard right now that we're touching the subject of matcha, that it takes, like you said, it's not for everybody to do the matcha.
Right.
It has to be, you guys have to have perfected the art of making a matcha because of what she said. Either it tastes, grainy, or if it tastes like
Grassy.
grass or like earthy.
Yeah.
So,
And some people like that.
Yeah.
And we've had people come in because we don't do the ceremonial grade. And so that is true matcha drinkers. They want the earthy.
right.
Because that's, and it's because of its properties. It has antioxidants. It's got some health benefits to it.
Oh.
Pure matcha has health benefits in it. So and that's why people drink it that way.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, they want the health benefits out of it.
It's good
So
for your body.
it's good for your body. No, yo quiero azúcar. And it's like, I want
Me
syrup and all of that stuff. So, kudos to the people that drink true matcha. They're out there.
Yeah.
And then I just want to say hello to a couple of people in the comments. Miss Angela, hello. Miss Dolores, and then Jacqueline said Bogota, Colombia, and she did like this. And then you have a question on the chat.
Okay.
So Arlene Esparza asked, can you deliver to a workplace?
So great question. First of all, we're a staff of 2. And we don't deliver, say if you wanted it, no. But we do deliver to a workplace if we're meeting. So we have Java packs and meeting packs.
Like catering.
Yeah, and a catering option we do. Yeah. Now some people send their coworkers to come get their drinks, But if I had a bigger team, which I don't, we just don't do that.
I think I'm gonna be that coworker.
What about pre-ordering?
No, we don't do that
Okay.
either.
All right.
And then there's another reason for that. And that's why we don't participate yet in Uber or DoorDash, because maybe it's just me and I'm just old fashioned and I really love what we do here. Is that, for example, so you want a green tea with lavender and you call it in and the DoorDash or Uber Eats guys then get here to a while, still has to wait in line to get to it. It gets to you and it's watery.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really concerned about the quality of our drink. And so, especially if it's hot. So by the time it gets to you, it's probably not going to be, hot to temp. And it's not, I'm more concerned about the quality. So no.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I can attest to that because that's very quick. You guys have to come and try it out. I mean, I'm not a coffee drinker, but that day I downed it. I was like, oh my God, this is really good. So, I mean, yes, I'll have a coffee every now and then, but that one was so delicious. So, yeah. So let's continue on your trip to Bogota. What makes you decide, okay, well, I gotta go here because I want to be the queen of coffee and, I want to learn more. So what made you say, I'm going to go here because what?
Well, first I wanted to experience Colombia, right? And so then the majority of coffee that I have had is Colombian. So I wanted to go where the source is, right? And so, and I kind of cheated on a trip there because I had a daughter-in-law who's no longer my daughter-in-law. Still love you. You go, but she's an a flight attendant for international airline. And so she gifted me a year's worth of trips on Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah. So
The buddy passes.
So yeah, I flew first class. So
That's very nice of her.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now that's how you know that your daughter-in-law is it. And you know what? Now that you're saying daughter-in-laws, there are also suegras that are very good, and you still talk to them even though.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. In my previous marriage, I had the best suegra. There's a picture of her right over there, and she's a darling and a delightful woman. And my current suegra, she is just as sweet. So, you pass along what you know, right?
Right.
And then I have another daughter-in-law, Janice. She's amazing. She's married to my oldest son. And so I've got good kids and
That's
good
good.
kids in law.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's amazing. Like you said, everything's all about family. Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that you know, now with all the technology and everything, you're tell them, okay, we're gonna drink some coffee or we're gonna get
Yes.
together, and
Yes.
they're already used to it. So
Yes.
yeah, I have a ex mother-in-law that I still talk to them. I talk to his new wife. So saludos to Cindy if she's watching. Her name is
Nice.
Cindy, and my
Hello.
ex mother-in-law Mary Alice. Thank you for everything. And my sister-in-law, which we're like sisters, so yeah, I still talk to all of them.
I divorced my kid's dad, but I didn't divorce him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
And rest in peace, he has passed away a couple of years now.
But you're fortunate to have that type of relationship.
Oh,
with them.
absolutely.
Yeah, because it's not, some people judge because why are you still talking to
Yeah.
them? You know, like it's, you know, you just want to be.
Why
peaceful.
not? Why
not?
not?
Exactly.
Why
So-
don't keep those connections?
Yeah, and so we extended our family, and actually my ex-husband became friends with my current husband, and he, you know, we all became one big family.
Yeah,
And then it's a very hard loss when we lost him. You know, all of us felt the loss,
Yeah.
especially my kids. But you know, it's one of those things you work on throughout your life with your family to strengthen that relationship, right? And so sometimes it's not perfect by any
Right.
means.
Oh,
Nobody's
perfect.
perfect, and it, you know, there's some snags here and there, but overall, you know, we want everybody to
Yes.
be healthy.
But if you're perfect, let us know.
Yeah,
Like
let's
me.
know, like Ashley, I don't know. I'm perfectly imperfect.
Yes,
That's right.
yes,
Perfectly
yes,
imperfect.
yes.
Miss Marta, I was
Mhm.
noticing your earrings. They're so cute.
Oh, my
They're
little
coffee
cups.
cups.
Yeah. You know, this is marketing.
Oh,
See,
really?
yes.
Come
I
get your earrings,
yes,
guys.
Yes. So, well, it's like I love wearing them because I
Right.
have a coffee shop. But don't you know they're a conversation starter? So like I was at the post office, they're saying, I love your earrings. Where did you get that? And I said, oh, I got them on Amazon. I own a coffee shop. Where's your coffee shop? And so boom, you know, it's that little conversation.
Yes.
Wow.
And then at HEB or wherever I go, so you know, they say, where did you get those? And I tell them, and then I promote my coffee shop. And then I always give a business card and say, tell them you met me, I'm the owner, my name is Marta, and your coffee's on me. So, and then I have maybe one or two that'll actually want the free one, but mostly they don't. No, I want to pay. So they don't take advantage of
Right.
that. And because it's given by heart, you know, say, here you go, my name's Marta. It's like, okay. And when they do show up, you know, I met you at Goodwill the other day. You did? And that was a long time ago. What was your name? And she comes up, well, your drink's on me. I told her, you know, I kept my promise, I keep my word. Yeah.
That's so.
And Jacqueline does it too. My husband does it too.
That's
so,
amazing.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
promoting
you're
strategy.
promoting. Yeah,
That's
it's
not
strategy.
good
Yeah.
strategy.
Yeah, that's it. And so people like you just noticed, right?
Yeah, because they're cute.
Yeah, they're cute.
And
Little latte art on them and stuff.
Yeah, they have the little heart. Yeah.
I should wear money. Maybe I can manifest.
maybe you can get some
Right.
You are manifesting money.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, when you talk about that, you know, I have a really good friend. She owns a catering business. Hey, Melanie. She always says, you know, not all money's good money.
Yeah.
You know, and so, and I try to share this with especially my grandson that works here with us. You know, currency isn't always money. You know, it's reward, right? Whether it be a long term, you help somebody make their day or whatever. Because if you give, you get. But if you do something that you're passionate about, the money will come.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, you know, it's like, I'm making no money, but it comes in other forms.
Right.
And which is, hey, we can keep the lights on, pay the rent today,
Yeah.
you know, so, yeah.
But you're happy.
Oh,
You're happy. You
oh.
love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have to answer to anybody.
Except my customers.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I could tell, like, every customer that walked in here, like, it's like if they were walking into their own home or a family, like, you know, they're like, hey, like, and they're like, oh, your usual. So, like, again, I'm gonna let y'all know, like, you're gonna have an experience if you come here to sit with me, coffee house, because you're gonna be welcomed into this little coffee house as if you're going into your family's like home, your tia, your tios, or your grandma's or your mom's house. You're gonna have a little experience like that, and I really appreciated that while sitting here. I was like observing,
Yeah.
not trying to do chisme or anything. I was
We don't like chisme, guys.
She was writing. It was good to
Investigating.
see. And I love seeing my former coworkers, and then it's like, oh my gosh, because we have history.
Mhm.
We knew each other in another life, and I'm glad you remembered. Me.
Always.
And those are the things that most people forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
Yes.
We played an exercise at the last job, or the job that we worked at, where we wrote on paper plates. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you had to write positive comments, and it was on the back,
so nobody can see who wrote what.
Do you know I still have that on my office at home?
I have it too.
Really?
In my
Yes.
office at my
Yes.
current job.
Yes.
I have it. Yes.
Everybody is like badass. They wrote on
That's
there.
right,
Like,
that's
a
right.
lot of really cool, and I have it at home. It's like those are the things that were positive.
Yes.
Those it's like I still have that.
Okay.
It's been years, and I still have it.
And
So because people want to, they look at you in a certain way. And, that's something that I like to highlight about people. I like to bring out the best in people, even though I'm not gonna, nobody's gonna, not everybody's gonna like me.
that's
Likewise,
okay.
and
That's
that's
okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. But, if I have you working for me under my team or we're coworkers, I'm always going to appreciate every single thing that you do all the time. That's,
We're a good manager. I know that
Yes.
we could rely on you.
And go
And
talk to you
Yes,
and
you are
vent.
our vent. We could vent to you. You are our buffer. I know you had to answer to others, but it's like, but we know we could trust you.
Oh,
Yes.
And that's never forgotten, Miriam.
Mhm.
And it's so that carries, and that says a lot about your
The
character.
kindness that you
Yes,
gave us.
exactly. So
Thank you. Thank you. Not everybody
welcome.
appreciates.
And we know, and that's why they're not around.
Yeah.
And with the shop, we strive to do the best we can to have a great experience, but we're not always for everybody.
Mhm.
And there may be a misunderstanding or a perception of an interaction, and it's never on purpose. And we always like the opportunity to correct it because it's still a business.
Right.
And we don't want 1-star reviews all the time. We strive for 5, but if it doesn't happen, we're like everybody else. Give us the opportunity to correct it, to make it right.
Yes.
But that's just everywhere. I went to the doctor this morning, and I guess I need to get out more. I don't know, but I expect to be greeted like we greet people here.
Yeah.
And I was like, good morning. I expect a greeting.
I mean, even when you go to Ross, they're like, good morning.
Yeah, and it's like
normal.
And there's nothing wrong with saying good morning.
No.
And we've had that here where there's like, good morning, and they're like, I get it. You haven't had coffee. I'm going to You're free from 7 o'clock to 7:30, but after that, you're not.
I don't
You're right.
excuse it.
Yeah.
That matters.
Yeah,
That
it does matter. And I wasn't greeted, and I'm okay. I'm kind of a little stressed. I'm getting results today, so it's like I'm scared.
You guys want it.
Oh, now I'm scared.
And I stood there ready with my information, and it's like didn't ignore, never looked up at me to say when I was registering to get in. Never said a word to me, and I'm standing there, and she goes, you have an appointment? Looking down, and I'm, you talking to me? And she goes, yeah. Never looked up at me. I said, yes, told her. And
Where's the customer service?
man, it was not there. And I was like, okay, she's having a bad day. Isn't that the excuse we give everybody?
But it's,
right?
it's, you said it was the morning, but they haven't started yet.
And I'm like, and she goes, and then we gave papers, and then here's a sign right there, and well, this will be it. And I'm like, never looked at me once. And I said, is
That's
that
not
all?
They're respectful.
Yeah,
at that
it
point.
is. It is.
At
And
that
it's
point.
like, but what do you do?
Yeah.
I forget that we don't live in a society that's always that way. You expect it because you give it, but it's not always given back.
Yes.
And those are things that, you know what's going on in her world is not my business, but I'm your customer. You know, just for a second, you know, give me the respect I deserve. And, you know, I'm coming to your office for a service, but, you know, again, I'm not going to sweat it because it's, you know, everybody lives in their own world and everybody's dealing with stuff. And it's the same. Jacqueline's really good about when people come in here and they're stressed out and, you know, I don't know what I want. And, okay, well, let us tell you what we have and you know, and it's relaxed, you know, it's a safe place and whatever's going on out there, just leave it for a minute.
Yeah.
We're okay here, you know, because we all have to go back out to it.
Going back to the comments, I see
boy.
here that, well, somebody asked if you had indoor and outside seating, or if you had seating.
We have indoor. Indoor is a little small. Fire marshal says we can't fit more than 20 people here, which is kind of tight because it's little. Outside, we have a really nice patio.
And then I see that some people are already like thinking about doing book clubs and like bringing other people here.
Yes. So we've had several book clubs. We would really appreciate a heads up so we can accommodate, obviously. We book for events. We're already booked through December.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, you know, we've already got a baby shower for in March of next year. So we book pretty far in advance for big events.
Yes.
So do they have them inside and outside, or
Usually outside because they're so big.
right?
Yeah.
Very rarely will it be in here because it's usually a big group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Miss Marta, do you want to know what's my favorite anecdote when
Tell
we
me.
worked together? I remember I don't know, I think we were like training or something and we had a break and you told me you had a little crown.
A tiara?
A tiara. Do you remember that? Guess
I
what?
got three now.
I got a tiara.
You did! Oh, geez.
My husband looks at me crazy, but I wear it whenever I feel like I need to wear my tiara. I just put it on and come downstairs, and I'm like walking around the house in my pajamas and my tiara.
Oh,
You ever bring it?
No, I forgot.
Every woman needs a crown because we all women deserve it. Yeah.
Right.
I've always been a big believer. Of course, I don't go out in the public with it.
Well, yeah.
It was a crazy please.
Nah,
You know?
I did it once. I did it for my birthday. I put it on and I just went outside. I didn't care. Who's gonna tell me
remembering
anything?
that?
No, it's my favorite one.
I'm glad. Yeah, I have three now.
Well, let's share that anecdote for all the ladies out there that need to be reminded
Yes.
that you're a queen.
You are a queen. You deserve that. And whatever capacity you feel like you don't, you're a queen. And we call a lot of women here, come on here, queen, and a yes, queen, you know. I mean, and those are just you know, what do you call these? They're not meant to, what do they call when you say something really nice to somebody?
Compliments.
Compliments, but it's kind of a
To bring them up.
no,
Empower.
no,
There's a
Uplift.
word.
no.
Help us in the comments.
When it's like, I don't mean anything, but if I call you mija, I don't, what is that called? When it's like, my gosh. Like,
You're not trying to
what is it? It's when you call somebody hun or dear. What is that called, folks? When it's not meant to offend.
yeah, you're not offending them in
Yeah,
any
sweetheart or ma.
It just comes right
Yeah,
out.
natural. But what's
Yeah.
that called?
I don't know, Miss
Come on,
Marta.
everybody.
Nobody's saying anything.
There's
Help.
not
Help.
What is it? What is a term of endearment?
Oh, okay.
I was never gonna get that. We're gonna switch it up.
Term of endearment. That's what it is. It doesn't, you know, hurt
Mm-hmm.
to be nice. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
yeah, it's free.
Yeah,
It's free.
you expect that, right?
Mhm.
Until you don't.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, you know what? That's not going to change who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep on being nice.
I have somebody. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm so
go for it,
sorry.
go
I
for
have
it.
somebody in the comments. They said Jacqueline Tarango is the best at putting me at ease and always has the perfect drink when I have no idea what I want.
Yeah, that is true.
Aw.
My daughter, she's amazing, and she doesn't. I'm more afraid of concocting drinks, and she is not.
She's not.
But if she ain't here and you want it, you're gonna have to come back because I won't remember.
She's
So
on the ball. She's
Yeah,
on the,
she
smart
will
girl.
give you recommendations, and that's why we don't have pictures and names because we let you craft your own. People like, you want lemon in your coffee? Are you sure? Yes, I do. Well, okay, we'll put lemon in your coffee, and if they drink it like that, they drink it like that. We're not gonna, no judging, but we want to help you enjoy your drink. You're paying for it, So she's really good about that.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier, and you were saying that you kind of like educate
Yes.
the public,
Yes.
which is nice because sometimes we go and order something and we're ordering because we're just picking up the menu, but we really don't know what the drink brings.
And a lot of people don't know the difference between espresso and coffee. Two different things. Now it's the same coffee bean, but they're grind differently. So a coffee bean is coarse when you grind it for coffee, but an espresso is fine. It's a finely grind, so it's really condensed. So you're getting a stronger taste, but that's when you start doing like the leches and the syrups to make it a latte, right? Now, when we have folks like from Europe and people that are real hardcore, they'll just drink a double shot espresso. Yeah, hot.
I would be jumping, I would be climbing the walls.
Yes, and we have several even locals that just give me a doppio, which is a double shot espresso, and with their little cup. And in Europe and in Italy, they're meant to just stand and drink. You don't sit and enjoy them. You drink y vámonos. That's their culture. Yeah.
Well, of course, they're like ready. Yeah.
And we've got, people from Italy that say it's good. That's a real big compliment. Those that are. We have a really good friend. She's Italian, and she did a video here about you're not supposed to drink anything with milk with espresso after 11 a.m. So she's teaching us a lot. So we're teachable. So people that know other things, of course, we're not gonna stop anybody if that's what you want. You want, but
And it's funny that you're saying that people come and craft their own coffees. I saw a meme today. I don't it was two girls with their boyfriend at Starbucks, and one of them was like, "Oh yes, let me have a latte with sprinkles because today's a great day, and with foam." And then the other one like one-upped her, and then they kept on one-upping each other. And it was.
And now your drink is $25.
They're like, I need two shots. And the guy was telling her, the boy was telling her, it's gonna be expensive. I don't care. And they looked at each other because I'm a princess and and so one of them ended up leaving with the coffee inside a boot, and the other one left with the whole.
Oh, that's funny.
It was funny.
Oh, that's funny.
I need to find it and to show it to you. But the other one left with the container of the mop container where they put the water. So she had a big old thing.
The little bucket. Oh my God.
Yes, it was so funny. I was like, oh my God. But they never let the boyfriend talk or order anything. It was just their order. So I can imagine.
Oh yeah, right. They get pretty creative. And then we've had like several people that have made kind of like names. So we have a little. He was 7 at the time. He's 9 now, and so he would come in for a chocolate, but then he wanted whipped cream and drizzle and the sprinkles. He goes, now that's a chocolate utopia. So now that's what we call it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we call it a chocolate utopia. Thank you, Jace. And so then that's what we call it, the chocolate utopia, because he invented that, right?
That's cute.
And it makes him feel special. Que cuesta nada, it's chocolate milk. It made this little human being feel good. He named a drink. And we have other coffee friends that will do the same. Do you want a Natalie? Natalie has been coming to us for a long time, and she gets the same. And so we'll always say, "Do you want the Natalie?" or do you want this? And, we don't, they're not formal, but it's kind of like an in-house
Right,
thing,
right.
and it's like, so.
And what is the most, not craziest, but the most creative coffee that you have heard a customer ask for that you have tasted yourself
Yeah.
and it's good?
It's usually not something I would drink. So when people start putting lemon into hot, it's gonna curdle, but they want it that way. Or if they want, because we have a lot of tropical flavors, they want to put it in normally in a coffee, which you can. Those are things that probably I wouldn't want to try, but some are really good. Like some people put a cherry syrup in a coffee. You would never think about putting cherry syrup in it, and it's actually good. And then people started putting foam on top of hot drinks. So instead of a milk, they're letting the foam go in there and cascade in there, and that's their cream. Really good. And so, they get creative. And we always tell folks, if we have the ingredients, we're happy to try to make it, with whatever you want. It's almost like Burger King. You make it your way.
And the
That's
other
funny.
day, her husband was like, "You all want coffee?" And I'm like, "Coffee right now?" It was like the last line we did.
Oh, yeah,
And then
yeah.
this one's really good.
Yeah.
But he had put piloncillo in it.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of my favorite coffees.
Yeah. So my husband's Colombian. So in Colombia, they put agua panela. It's what it's called, but it's kind of like piloncillo.
So then he makes coffee.
He used to work as a barista.
Oh, there you
so
go.
He kind of he has a little experience. I wouldn't call him a professional.
Hey, yeah, hey, now don't be mean.
I'm not being mean,
This one. Okay?
but
I mean,
that's how he do it.
Really?
Yeah, and she
So
loved it.
what did it taste like?
It was black coffee with piloncillo, but it just had that homey taste. Like, have you ever had café de olla?
So we get a lot of requests for that. A real café de olla is labor intensive because you have to have a stove and all this stuff and
Yeah.
put it all in there. I don't have a stove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, to answer your question, I have not tried it, but I hear people love it. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
So
You gotta try it. And there's so many places.
Oh, yeah,
like
there's-
Mexican restaurants
yes.
that like you sit down and like, okay, café de olla. Like I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Our friend Christina that owns La Concheria, she just announced she's doing café de olla.
Oh, really?
Yes, and Chapurrado.
Oh yeah.
So she's located on Steve's and Probant. She's a trailer, Concha, at La Concheria. Ooh, so good.
We gotta
Gotta go
Yeah, she
try.
just announced it, so she'll be having that.
Oh,
maybe we can go visit her.
Yes.
Yes.
She's a sweetheart and a half.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want to highlight, small businesses. And I know, everybody's going through something. Like the
absolutely.
way the economy, like even if we wanted to be okay, it's just everything is so expensive.
Oh, absolutely. And, and it, lately in the last few months where, I have coffee friends and restaurant friends and, they're struggling.
Yeah.
And some have had to close, and that breaks my heart because it's hard to get a business off the ground and then have to make that decision. Yeah. And to sustain it, and so it's, while, people say, why don't you have this? It's like, well, first of all, it's more ingredients. And then we have to make with what we have. Not that we're limited, but if we have made every drink everybody wanted, we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
We can't.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to fall within the means of what you have.
Exactly. And so we're here for the long haul, and we want to stay here. And there's many fabulous places, coffee shops and cafes that are just fabulous. And, in fact, I met an owner today, and, it's like, man, he's in business in a year and a half, and I wish him nothing but success, We have a coffee peer group that other business owners come to once a month. And it's about, business owners getting together and be able to talk and kind of vent with one another. What's working for you? What's not working for you? You notice this, So those are really, really good resources to have for other business owners. Don't do it alone. You're not alone. And so,
And kudos to that, because there's some people that want to take all the glory.
Yeah.
And, there's.
You see some of those.
Yeah, I mean, and it's, you know, the more that you group together and what's work, it's, you know,
You help each other. You
help
build
each
each
other.
other up.
more success
Yeah.
for
And there's
everybody.
plenty for everyone.
Yes.
And you know, and when people have come in here and said, "Man, I want a coffee shop," so, well, let me tell you how I did it. I'm not a gatekeeper. Maybe I'm just too open at times. And do I set myself up for failure? No, because shame on them if they have another agenda. I wholeheartedly will give you my whole entire template of how this happened or became about, because I mean, I can't take it with me when I die. And if it's your dream to become a business owner, and if I can help you, I'm happy to do it. And so that's when I, you know, and people don't see that as they're your competition. No, this is a big city.
Yeah.
It
And
is.
there's different niche and taste for everyone. I don't make
Yes.
Café de Olla, but some others do. Please go and patronize their business because they're following their needs, you know, and it's only right.
Right.
Yes.
And then it's we have to worry about the big box coffee shops, the ones that are in the corporate, you know, they have millions of dollars.
Mhm. Yeah.
They're everywhere.
And they're everywhere. So that's our
Mhm.
nothing against the corporate ones because they have business models too. But you know, I'm from San Antonio and everybody's here local, and you know, we have family time and we need to work together, and we know we support one another, you know. And so I really welcome that small businesses, especially local ones, that we, you know, if you can, you know, partner up with others and or join groups or there's plenty.
And you know, shop local. Like that's
Yes.
always been, you know, the motto. Shop local. Like, yeah, you know, when you're in a rush, but you know, you have a day off. Hey, I'm gonna try something new. It's the weekend. Hey, I'm gonna go to this coffee shop. Like, you know, come on over. Like I said, you're gonna leave here with a great experience, you know. Like you're gonna feel like family. So I mean, it's great. It's great to hear uplifting words of people uplifting others. I'm all for that. I've always been for that. Any small businesses, like I told her on Mondays, we're gonna be highlighting small business. So we're gonna continue highlighting your business.
Well, I appreciate that, but I know so many that would love the opportunity. And you know, and in this you make it comfortable because I know you guys, but you're already good people. And if you have to be able to give the community what's out there and listen to real stories, and you know, it really helps. It just that push.
And it's you have a good time, you know, and you get to get away a little bit from, you know, the daily, you know, duties. Like, hey, like they're gonna be on at 6 or 7 or whatever. Like,
you had a lady show up. She thought it was gonna be here live.
Oh my God.
It was Miss Rachel. Sorry, my darling.
Maybe we can do that.
I would love that.
Yeah,
and I even told Jack, I said, man, a live audience would be so cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Let's plan that.
Yeah.
Let's, now that you're saying let's plan that, what, I know that you love community. What have you been able to do now that you're here? And you know, I know you're passionate. I know, like we talk about, I love community. I have passion for community. I always want to help everybody. Now that you have your own place, what have you been able to
Do for the community.
Oh my gosh. So we have a really big space outside. So we have opened it up to the Silent Book Club. They've come out with their readers, other book clubs, politicians that can do meet and greets. Now we have to be really specific that it's for the community.
Right.
Whether blue or red, we welcome them both.
Right.
And so the community can come to a space that's not downtown. You don't have to pay for parking.
Yes.
They'll be intimidated. It's just local.
Right.
And so we welcome politicians that, you know, give enough notice, obviously, because we get booked quickly, and to come do a meet and greet, because it's for the community. They get to ask questions one-on-one. Mayor Jones, she came last year to do a meet and greet here.
Awesome.
Yes, and it's other politicians that were running, you know, they had a forum, and it's like, you know, enjoy the community because you're depending on them to vote you in.
Yes.
You know, so and the community loves to go to small places where they
Right.
don't feel intimidated.
Exactly.
And it's, you know, and
Where
it's,
they can speak.
yeah, they can speak. So we've had events like that. We've had gosh, so many birthdays. We've had, my gosh, resources. We have a resource fair. So we've had several of those. While we don't do back to school, we do a resource fair for families. Because there's a lot of back to school events, but we do a resource fair because we feel like the children need, yes, they need school supplies, but the family needs to be treated holistically, meaning do they have access, they have light, so CPS Energy came out, Food Bank came out, other businesses came out to give resources to the family so the kid can go to school, right? With electricity and food in the refrigerator. Yes. So, and we've given to other back to school events. There's so many, and so we donate or whatever, but we do the resource fairs. We have partnered up with Bear County Clerk Lucy Alana Clark to bring Records on the Run out here. In fact, she's coming in August. We do a lot of veteran events for the veterans. We've got one coming up in August. So if it benefits the community, we're there.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
we're there. So, you know, we, of course, they have to be organized, and so there's a lot of planning involved.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
it takes work.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And event coordinating, you need at least a good 2 to 3 months
At least.
for you to have
A successful
a
one.
good-
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
make sure that everything, goes smoothly and the people get back with you.
Yes.
And they're gonna show up, they're not gonna show
It's
up.
like planning a quinceañera. You know,
Oh,
you gotta do all that
Yes,
probably with enough time. Like also, my youngest grandson does a toy drive, which we've done here in December, and so that's really successful. So I mean, he's already talking about getting that together. People donate, and it was very nice. We had Santa out here, we had the Grinch out here.
Amazing.
So it's
You can count with us. We'll be
Oh,
here.
Yeah.
Yes.
dog.
Yeah. All of these community events that you guys have, will permitting whoever's not busy, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure
but also Miriam, if we're not able, we know we can connect
Yes.
you
Oh,
because they come in
definitely.
here now. There are people who
Yeah.
want to do that. It's like we're not able to do it, but here's these, and then they form their own collaborations because we want you to succeed.
Right.
Yeah.
So we want to give you. We don't want you to leave empty-handed.
Yeah.
So it's not no from us, but look what we have
Yeah.
that's going to take you with open arms because they can.
Right.
Because it's only going to benefit us.
But wholeheartedly, I know Ashley's probably like, I can really
No. I'm all in.
She's
I'm
all in. So, this has always been, I guess, a dream of mine, to, like I said, help a little bit here and there. I know in my past job where I was doing welding, I always found.
Tell me about that. How did you do welding? First of all, you're a woman, right? I mean, we've had women welders.
Yes.
But how did you get into that?
So it was more of like with my degree, since I had my master's,
Right.
he used that in order to get, so I could get certified.
Who?
My boss.
Okay.
Okay. So what happens with, I got to learn a lot about small schools, like small trade schools or like vocational
Yes.
and stuff like that. So as long as you have a degree, the state which works with workforce, you need to get how do you say approved. You need to get approved by the workforce in order to become the director.
Got it.
So that's how I got. So I mean, I had zero knowledge of welding, but of course I know a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
And they'll kill me.
We don't want her dead, do we?
No, we don't. We need her for the podcast.
How did you get involved? She just called you one day and said, "Hey, you want to help me with this?"
She messaged me on Facebook and she said, "Hey, will you be interested in doing a podcast?" And I said, "Yes."
Because you're a new mommy. You have a 2.5-year-old.
Yeah.
I didn't know you. I haven't met your little one.
Yeah.
But I remember.
But I have a wonderful husband and he helps me a lot.
Good.
So, Camilo's not here today, but he's with his dad.
Aww.
So, having the support
Sure.
helps.
Yeah, of
So-
course. And then you have a full-time job.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
course.
that's
You're a
correct.
queen.
Yes.
You have the tiara to prove it.
But Miss Marta, I want to ask a question. It's
Okay.
controversial. Controversial.
Controversial.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you had any like bad client experiences? What is
Oh,
the worst one?
Yeah. So we never know who's going to walk through that door. I can say 99.5% is good,
Which is
which is great.
yeah.
The other 0.5% have had malintent, whether to be ugly to us because I don't know if it's because we are doing okay and they don't like it, or they don't like us, or for whatever reason, and try very hard to be a difficult customer. We can't control that.
Yeah.
Right? As long as they don't reach over the counter and grab me by the throat, that can be handled, right? So we've had some that are just or have put a wall up and get a little defensive on why we ask what kind of milk. We ask too many questions. But we're crafting your drink. So
Yeah.
and so depending on their perception, whether we came off a little rough, and it doesn't turn out great, hence the bad review. Again, that stings, but they didn't give us an opportunity to correct it, and so they go behind a keyboard and do it, and that's their right. And usually don't come back, and that's okay too. I'd say that's all really not in the scheme of things. It's not really that big of a deal. The only one that was really bad is when someone intended to rob me, and that was scary.
Yes.
I was alone, and this was right after I opened. And long story short, when I did call the police, they were going to rob me, and by the sheer grace of God that somebody drove up and was able to intervene and kind of change the pace there. But they were casing me, and I was alone, and I think I probably had $1 in the register. I don't know what they were going to take. But it was very evident the police said they were casing you, and it wasn't going to turn out to be okay because they weren't going to take your money. They were probably going to take your life. Why? I don't. That's scary.
Yeah.
Since then, we were vigilant enough and to be able to put safety precautions in place. But that's probably that. And the one time that we had a real genuine racist come in and flat out ask, and I hate that I'm sharing this and I hope I don't get in trouble, but he wanted